The video starts with an unsettling scene. A young woman working as a waitress is just trying to do her job when two men begin harassing her. Their behavior quickly escalates, and in a desperate attempt to defend herself, she pushes one of them away. But what happens next is shocking. He stumbles backward, crashing through a window and plummeting straight into a construction site where wet concrete is being poured. The atmosphere shifts dramatically as the girl is arrested, her life taking a devastating turn in an instant. Now locked behind bars for a crime she never intended to commit, she faces the harsh reality of prison. But this isn't the end of her story, it's just the beginning. The player takes on the challenge of helping her escape, using puzzle-solving skills to collect the necessary tools and items for her daring breakout. Every move counts, and the tension builds as she gets closer to freedom. The video masterfully blends raw emotion with high-stakes action, keeping viewers on edge as they root for the heroine. The video kicks off with an intense yet unexpectedly hilarious scene. A young female javelin athlete is training hard on the field, fully focused on her throws. She takes a deep breath, sprints forward, and launches her javelin, only for it to land straight into her coach's leg. Chaos erupts as the poor man collapses in shock. But before anyone can react, she throws another javelin, and this time it strikes a medic who rushed in to help. Just when you think things couldn't get worse, she lets one more fly, and it ends up hitting a police officer sprinting toward the scene. With sirens blaring, she's arrested on the spot and thrown into prison, her dreams of being an athlete shattered in an instant. But she's not about to give up. Now it's up to the player to help her escape, solving puzzles to collect the necessary tools for her breakout. The tension builds with every move, leading to an explosive twist. Literally, she finally gets her hands on a block of explosives, blowing open the prison wall in a dramatic and triumphant escape. The video begins with a serene yet chilling scene. A young woman is pushing her boyfriend in a wheelchair through the snowy mountains. The world around them is breathtaking, covered in a pristine white blanket. But then something catches her eye. A majestic herd of deer appears in the distance. Overcome with excitement, she pulls out her phone to snap a photo, completely forgetting the wheelchair for a split second. That's when disaster strikes. Without her steady grip, the wheelchair begins to slide uncontrollably down the icy slope. Realizing too late, she turns in horror, sprinting after him, desperately trying to stop the inevitable. She reaches out, but it's no use. Her boyfriend vanishes over the edge of the cliff. Shock and despair take over as she collapses in the snow. But there's no time to grieve. Before she knows it, she's arrested, blamed for the tragic accident, and thrown into prison. Now, locked behind bars, she refuses to accept her fate. It's up to the player to help her escape, solving puzzles to gather essential tools and navigate the prison's many obstacles. The video starts off with an intense and mysterious scene. A young woman dashes forward, gripping a torch tightly, while a house burns in the background. What just happened? What is she running from? Before we can get any answers, she is captured and thrown into prison, setting the stage for a desperate escape. Determined to break free, she explores every possible way out. She is navigating the eerie and oppressive prison corridors. Just when she thinks she's found a chance to escape, she stumbles upon something horrifying. A secret illegal surgery taking place in the dark corners of the prison. The tension spikes as she quickly disguises herself as a nurse, blending into the chaos in a last-ditch effort to flee. The video keeps viewers on edge with its suspenseful twists and thrilling escape attempt, leaving us wondering, will she make it out, or is she doomed to be caught again? The video starts with an emotional and tense moment. A young woman is in labor, desperately pushing as a doctor assists her. But something feels off. The doctor's expression isn't one of kindness, but of cold calculation. As soon as the twins are delivered, he snatches them away, leaving the mother screaming in despair. Before she can even process what's happening, she is thrown into a prison cell where she faces cruel mistreatment. The scene is heartbreaking as she endures suffering while clinging to the hope of seeing her children again. But she refuses to give up. Determined to escape, she begins searching for a way out. The video kicks off with an intense argument between two female prisoners, their heated exchange filling the cold prison air. Just as tensions rise, a guard steps in to break up the fight. But while everyone is distracted, a third prisoner sees her chance. Swiftly and skillfully, she snatches the guard's keys without anyone noticing. With her heart pounding, she sneaks through the dimly lit corridors, searching for a way out. That's when she stumbles upon something shocking, a hidden stash of bribery money secretly hoarded by the corrupt guards. Seizing the opportunity, she grabs a hammer and saw, desperately trying to break into the cache. The sound of metal against wood echoes through the halls, her escape plan hanging by a thread. Just as she gets close to securing the money, disaster strikes. The noise alerts the guards, and before she can make her move, she's caught red-handed. The video kicks off with a jaw-dropping moment. A young woman opens a door and a pile of gold spills out in front of her. But how did she get here? A flashback takes us 1 hour earlier, where we see her and another woman cleverly distracting a police officer, managing to snatch his keys without raising suspicion. Driven by curiosity, she pieces together clues and uncovers the secret hiding spot for a massive stash of gold. The plan is in motion. As soon as the guards leave, she sneaks into the vault, her heart pounding with excitement. Using all her wits, she carefully works on cracking the safe, and after a tense moment, the lock clicks open. Success! But just as she revels in her victory, we're thrown back to the beginning of the video. The celebration is cut short as the police suddenly return, catching her in the act. Her dream of escaping with the fortune is shattered, and she's dragged away in defeat. The video perfectly blends tension, strategy, and suspense, keeping viewers hooked till the very end. The video kicks off with an intense chase. A thief is sprinting down the street, clutching a bag stuffed with money, while the police are hot on his heels. Just as the chaos unfolds, a heart-stopping moment happens. A small child slips and falls onto the train tracks. Without hesitation, a young woman rushes in to save the child, pulling them to safety just in time. But in the process, she accidentally pushes the fleeing thief onto the tracks. The next thing she knows, the police turn their attention to her, misunderstanding the situation, and she's the one who ends up behind bars. Now trapped in prison for a crime she didn't commit, she refuses to give up. Determined to break free, she carefully plans her escape. She seizes the perfect opportunity, knocking out a guard, grabbing his keys, and unlocking the cell door. As she stealthily navigates the prison hallways, the tension builds. Will she make it out, or will she be caught again? The video keeps the excitement high, blending action, suspense, and a thrilling escape mission that leaves viewers on edge. The video starts inside a prison, where 3 female inmates are shown in drastically different conditions. The first prisoner bribes a guard and as a result gets a luxurious room with all the comforts one could imagine. The second prisoner also manages to secure a decent space, living in much better conditions than the average inmate. But then we see the third girl. Unlucky and penniless, she's stuck in a filthy, run-down cell with nothing but a broken bed and crumbling walls. Frustrated and desperate, she refuses to accept her fate and begins plotting her escape. She sneaks around looking for a way out, but every attempt she makes only seems to make things worse. Instead of finding freedom, she stirs up more trouble, attracting the attention of the guards. As her situation spirals out of control, the tension builds. Will she find a clever way to escape, or is she just digging herself into an even deeper hole? The video kicks off with a seemingly ordinary scene, a young woman cleaning up a room. But things quickly take a turn when she accidentally breaks the head off a statue. At first, she panics, but it soon becomes clear that the statue was already damaged. However, something catches her eye, a mysterious code engraved on the statue's neck. Curiosity takes over as she carefully deciphers the hidden message. With each step, the puzzle leads her closer to something much bigger than she expected. Suddenly, a secret passageway is revealed, sending her down an unknown path. As she follows the hidden route, tension builds. Where will it lead? What secrets are waiting to be uncovered? Her journey ends in a breathtaking moment. She solves another puzzle, triggering the door to open. A blinding light floods the room as she steps into a hidden chamber filled with brilliance and mystery. The video opens with a tense and unsettling scene. A young woman trapped in a nightmare, dreaming of her own execution. Panic sets in as she jolts awake, realizing she needs to escape before her worst fears become reality. Determined to break free, she dives into the prison's pool, swimming swiftly beneath the surface. She reaches the fence, using a sharp tool to cut through it, but just as she thinks she's making progress, she's caught and dragged back to her cell. Refusing to give up, she scans her surroundings and comes up with a new plan. Using scraps and discarded materials, she carefully opens a vent, crawling through the tight space toward freedom. The tension builds as she sneaks past guards, staying just out of sight. In a final, daring move, she takes down an officer, snatching the key to unlock the final door. With one last push, she bursts into the open air, finally free. The grip